Colin Cochran call of the night, and that would be Mike in Evans City. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, Mike.
Oh, Tony. So when they signed Trubisky, it was logical. McDermott-Tomlin connection. Then the draft rolls, their guy sitting there waiting for him. Okay? You look at the quarterback tiers in the NFL. Everybody got Trubisky at the bottom. Okay? Let's be honest. You look at the top tier guys, you got Jackson, you got Burrow, you got Cleveland, Watson.
Yeah, Mahomes is a whole bunch of them. What's the point?
He's going to be staring at these guys the next 5 years. Everything being equal, you got to go with Pickett.
Well, again, we'll find out if everything's equal. I think the thing going into this is because he hasn't played at all in the NFL, and this is not Duke, this is not Wake Forest, this is not Georgia Tech, this is the NFL. Defenses come at you pretty good. Now, he's been very good about developing his game to the point where he was taken 20th overall, and I think he'll be a good quarterback. But I don't know, I get the feeling that they want Trubisky to play, do well, and if not, Kenny Pickett will be there to play. But I think they'd rather slow play him into his role as NFL quarterback, Andrew.
Bob,
that's just the feel I get.
We had Chan Gailey on our show today. Do you remember Chan?
Oh, yes.
The Steelers offensive
we had
coordinator.
A lot of good stuff with Chan Gailey.
Chan Gailey said to me, I love Chan. I've got a ton of respect for him just like you. He said, if it's a quarterback competition, we'll find out tomorrow. Because his take was when he was the OC and they had a quarterback competition, it was not a situation where, okay, one day Trubisky gets all the first-team reps, then the next day Rudolph does, then the next day Pickett does. He said, I would divide it evenly for each day of practice. So if Trubisky takes all the first-team reps tomorrow, Chan Gailey's opinion is that means Trubisky's the starter. That was his take. He said if they're not divided up tomorrow at the first day of practice, then he thinks it's not a competition at all. Whoever gets those reps is the starter week one, provided injury or some kind of awful preseason performance by Trubisky.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with that, and I think that's the way Tomlin will probably play it. But, the bottom line is he downplayed what happened at OTAs and minicamp. He said, that's different. And I believe him on that. I know how he puts an emphasis on this sort of stuff. So we'll see. I would hope that if it is a competition,
expect, Bob?
I would
you
hope
were there today.
that you're going to have
Do you think
Pickett.
that it'll be do you think multiple guys get first-team reps tomorrow? What's your prediction, Bob?
My guess would be that Trubisky's going to get the lion's share of first-team snaps. But I also think that Mike Tomlin would like to go into this with an understanding of what Pickett can do with number ones in a preseason game. I honestly believe that he will give him that opportunity to be a starter with better players to see. It's one thing to put him in then. It's another thing to throw him second half when you got a bunch of guys who are not going to be on this team. I don't think that's fair to him or them.
Do you think Rudolph gets first-team snaps?
No. I think it'll be between those two, and that's just my feel on it. We'll see. But I think Chan Gailey's right about that. I do believe whoever gets the majority of these snaps in the next couple of days, you'll have an indication of who really is the pole setter in this situation.
Do you read anything into Rudolph not wanting to talk to reporters today? Trying to keep a low profile, not wanting to make himself the center of attention. Does Bob Pompeani, who was there at St. Vincent, do you take anything away from that? And maybe he knows something.
Not necessarily, but
maybe
Trubisky
he's like, you know
what?
I'm out of the running. Well, he had to go to the bathroom, I heard.
Yeah, but he never came back. Either that or he had to take a long dump. And I've been there. I understand how that works. But, the bottom line is he didn't talk either, So the only guy who talked was Kenny Pickett of the quarterbacks. And there were other guys who didn't talk either. So, you can make whatever belief you want what happened. I don't know. All I know is that 2 of the 3 didn't talk. Do I read anything into that? No. I don't know. Let's go back to the lines. We got Tom and Shaler. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Go ahead, man.
Hey, Tom.
I think the key to the Steelers' success this season will really rely on our number 2 Pickens. He becomes a game changer, which leaves Claypool and Deontay to do what they need to do, let alone Freiermuth. I think if he gets a good rapport with, whether it be Trubisky or Pickett, their offense will be explosive.
Well, I think they have a lot of great weapons. I don't think there's any question about that. To me, it all still comes back to the offensive line. But you could make a case that, and I even throw Gentry in there, Andrew, because I think that
Bob,
kid.
I'm with you though.
I'm just telling you.
I'm with what you said. I'm with what you said though before training camp opened. You wanted Jarvis Landry. You wanted a veteran wide receiver.
I did.
Why didn't the Steelers sign one? Julio Jones went to Tampa today. Why didn't the Steelers bring in a guy who's a been there, done that guy, Bob? They got $14 million in cap space.
Well, I've been saying they needed somebody. That's what I thought all along, and they haven't done it. And
Yep.
Jones goes today to play with Tom Brady, trying to get a ring, although he had a terrible season. His average per catch is still 14 yards a carry a catch last year in Tennessee. That's still big-time playmaking right there.
Yes, it is. You're so smart, Bob.
I think
you're
it's
on
been
it.
very
You know
interesting
your
to see how it
stats.
works.
Yep.
All right, we got to do a break here, Andrew. We got Jim in Verona. We got other callers on the way, so we'll get to them right after this. You're watching the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call nightly right here on Pittsburgh CW and 93.7 The Fan.